In the morning, I have to get clean because the growth that's in between my legs, the lymphedema growth, it's got open sores that actually leak.
I can't go up and down stairs. Can't even get behind the steering wheel of a car anymore.
Ready?
I've been homebound.
Throughout its run, My 600-Pound Life has introduced viewers to people facing some of the most extreme weight battles ever seen. These were stories that tested limits, challenged expectations, and showed just how powerful the human spirit can be. Their lives were marked by pain, perseverance, and the will to survive against all odds. Here are the most severely overweight individuals to ever appear on My 600-Pound Life. Nathan's life is crumbling beneath a weight that crushes both his body and his spirit. At only 35, pain greets him before he even opens his eyes. Each morning feels like punishment, his body screaming from the sore that never heals. He doesn't even know his real weight anymore. He's too afraid to find out. His world has become smaller, confined to survival instead of living. Every breath feels heavier than the last, and every movement is agony. Yet somewhere inside, a quiet voice asks if this is truly how his story ends, or if change is still possible for him.
Because my weight pushes the air out of my body. So I started sleeping in my chair, but I hate that because it means that I can't sleep by my wife Amber anymore. She's usually gone by the time I get up. She's a school teacher and so am I. I teach theater, but I've been on medical leave for a while now.
Imagine waking up already exhausted, knowing the day ahead holds nothing but pain. That's Nathan's life. Even sitting brings no relief. His joints ache and breathing feels like work. Once, he had a career, friends, and energy. Now he's stuck at home on medical leave, trapped inside a body that refuses to cooperate. His dogs are his last connection to normal life, but even short walks leave him breathless and trembling. What used to be joy has become labor. Every step feels like a reminder of how far he's fallen and how much strength it will take to get back up.
And sometimes I don't get as clean as I want to. Sometimes my wife has to help me, but when she's gone, I try to do it on my own.
Some of the things that I do, Nathan specifically asked that it not be mentioned.
Nathan's leg wound is both terrifying and heartbreaking. The skin is raw, leaking fluid from severe lymphedema. Every day he must clean, dry, and carefully wrap it, hoping to avoid a deadly infection. He's embarrassed, yet he has no choice. This is survival. The constant burning pain keeps him awake, and the fear of something worse lingers always. His wife tries to stay strong, but even she flinches at the sight. For Nathan, it's a cruel reflection of what his life has become. A body breaking down piece by piece, held together only by determination and a fading sense of hope.
There isn't a moment where I'm not craving something to eat. No matter what I'm facing, food will make it better. Food is my relief and my comfort, and it's what I constantly want. Food is the only thing in the world that doesn't talk back unless it gives you acid reflux.
Food is both Nathan's comfort and his curse. He knows it's killing him, but it's the only thing that quiets his pain, even for a few minutes. Each meal gives him relief that feels almost like peace, but as soon as the plate is empty, guilt sets in. He eats to forget, to feel human, to silence the voice that keeps reminding him of what he's lost. The tragedy is that the thing keeping him sane is also destroying him. Food used to be joy. Now it's his drug, a slow poison disguised as comfort, stealing his life one bite at a time.
Because it made me happy. But the downside of that, obviously that led to me putting on weight. I didn't realize it at first. But in junior high, when I was 13, that's when the bullying really started because of my weight.
Nathan's complicated bond with food began when he was just a child. In his family, food wasn't just for hunger. It was for celebration, comfort, or even sadness. Every emotion had a meal to match it. But when school bullies began mocking him for his size, that comfort became something darker. Food turned into a shield against cruelty, the one thing that didn't judge or hurt him. Each bite was protection, a way to feel safe in a world that made him feel small. Now, decades later, that same defense has trapped him, transforming safety into suffocation and control into addiction.
First time I saw Nathan, I could see what made him special. He's a great person.
He is an amazing theater director. He is an amazing teacher.
And having similar backgrounds with food was something I saw as a positive back then.
Nathan once believed weight loss surgery would be his turning point, but when that chance slipped away, so did his willpower. He stopped trying, retreating into the only comfort he knew, food. His wife never gave up on him though. She stayed, loved him, and took care of him even when he couldn't care for himself. But love became tangled with destruction. Their shared love for food turned into a dangerous ritual, replacing connection with indulgence. They eat together for comfort, even as they both drown in guilt. It's love and addiction woven so tightly that neither can breathe freely anymore.
So now I'm at the point where I'm 600 pounds and I have a huge lymphedema mass on my legs that pretty much keeps me stuck in my chair all day every day. I wanted to be a good father to our kids just as much as I wanted to be a good husband to Amber.
The cracks in their marriage are beginning to show. Nathan's wife is exhausted. She can't keep watching him give up. Her love is turning into pain, her patience into frustration. She tells him she feels like she's losing her husband piece by piece. Their home, once full of laughter and shared meals, now feels silent, heavy with sadness. Nathan knows she's right. He can feel her slipping away, and it terrifies him. The truth hits hard. If he doesn't fight for himself, he'll lose more than his health. He'll lose the person who's been fighting for him all along.
Well, to have, I guess, an intimate relationship, not like a sexual relationship, because Nathan and I have never.
Hey, look, they have croissants too.
Huh?
You like croissants, don't you?
That's not what it's about. But just like being able to spend quality time with each other.
His wife carries a fear that cuts deep. She's already 400 pounds and terrified of ending up like him. Watching Nathan struggle has forced her to face her own reflection. The same addiction that's destroying him is slowly pulling her down too. She loves him, but she's scared that love might be killing them both. Their marriage, once built on togetherness, now feels like a shared downfall. She doesn't just want Nathan to survive. She needs him to fight, because saving himself might be the only way to save her too. Their futures are tied closer than ever before.
I know.
If he goes on this, it would be benefit for both of them. Because if he can lose the weight, it'd make both their lives better.
Are you excited?
Yeah, I am.
Nathan has struggled with his weight since I've known him.
At last, something shifts. With help from her mother, Nathan's wife convinces him to see Dr. Now. It's not an easy choice. The journey to Houston feels endless. Every bump on the road sends pain shooting through his body, every hour testing his endurance. But there's something different this time: determination. His family watches, praying this won't be another false start. Deep down, Nathan knows this is his final chance to take control before his body gives out completely. It's not just a road trip, it's a desperate race against time, driven by fear, love, and the faintest flicker of hope.
So he either does this and hits his goal to show me what I need to see from him, or weight loss surgery won't be an option, because it will ultimately fail if he isn't willing to do at least his.
At last, Nathan reaches Houston, surprising everyone by surviving the grueling journey in stable condition. The scale reveals a staggering number: 607 pounds. The reality is sobering, yet Dr. Now immediately provides direction. Nathan must follow strict instructions, including diet changes and prescribed exercise. The demand is daunting: lose 60 pounds in 2 months before surgery can even be considered. It's a brutal but necessary ultimatum. Nathan's future now hangs in the balance. If he proves capable, surgery awaits. If not, his health and family will continue to suffer. The responsibility is his alone to carry forward.
About 1/8 of a mile.
We can turn around if you
No,
need
go
to.
to the stop sign. I'm good. It hurts.
I try to walk every day for like 20 to 30 minutes.
Impressively, Nathan rises to the challenge. Since leaving the hospital, he has shown real dedication, sticking to the plan with unexpected focus. He begins walking with his wife, each step building momentum. She beams with pride, thrilled to see him finally investing in change. For the first time, Nathan appears determined not just to lose weight, but to save his future. Every pound lost feels like redemption, a piece of control reclaimed. Still, questions linger. Will this effort be enough to secure approval for surgery? The groundwork is there, but the test of commitment still awaits.
At the last appointment, I was 607 pounds, and Dr. Now told me to lose at least 60 pounds in 2 months. So that means I need to be under 547 pounds today.
Dr. Now asked Nathan to lose 60 pounds, but he exceeded expectations, dropping 72. The pride in his eyes says everything. For years, every weigh-in brought shame. Now it brings victory. His wife can't hold back tears as relief floods in. It's not just about numbers, it's about faith restored. Nathan finally believes in himself again. After years of pain, self-doubt, and failure, he's proven that his body can still respond and his spirit can still fight. For the first time in so long, the future doesn't feel impossible. It feels earned.
Now I'm 60 pounds heavier than I was when I started that. There's just not words for that emotion right now.
So I think the dynamic of household will be better if you both are working to get healthy together, so that both of you are in the same situation with the eating habit.
Then comes the moment they've both been praying for. Dr. Now looks at Nathan and tells him the words that change everything. He's approved for surgery. The tears, the exhaustion, the struggle, it all finally means something. Nathan and his wife hold each other, overwhelmed by what they've achieved together. This isn't just about losing weight, it's about reclaiming life, love, and dignity. The man who once gave up is gone, replaced by someone stronger, braver, and ready to live again. For the first time in years, Nathan can look ahead and see a future that finally feels possible.
You just send the ambulance out here.
What's the problem? Tell me exactly what's happening. I stood up last night. My left knee popped real loud, and the pain's unbearable.
Have you been in the floor this whole time, or were you able to get back up?
The simple act of standing has become so perilous that a misstep results in a call to emergency services. Paramedics have to haul Joe onto a stretcher because his body has become an immovable prison. The look on his face isn't just pain, it is pure despair. He calls his life a nightmare, and honestly, that feels like an understatement. He's only 31, but he's living in a state of constant fear and humiliation. This is the ultimate cry for help.
Daddy decided it was easier to get him to eat fast food instead of other things.
The relationship between me and my dad was strained.
Joey wanted to be close to his dad, and instead of his dad being there, he would buy him things like video games and movies.
Where did this all begin? It traces back to dear old dad. Now get this, instead of parenting, his father's brilliant solution to dealing with his son was to just buy him things. Video games and fast food became the stand-ins for actual attention and love. What a guy. Joe basically admits he would have traded every single possession for a sliver of his dad's time. The food wasn't just food, it was a replacement for a relationship. It became the comfort, the friend, and the emotional anesthetic for a wound that was never allowed to heal.
My sister.
Probably your mom some too.
She does what I tell her to because she don't want to make me upset or anything like that.
Let's talk about the enablers, because every good tragedy needs a supporting cast. Who buys the food that's keeping an 800-pound man trapped in his own body? His sister and his mom. And why do they do it? Joe says it himself. They bring him whatever he wants because they're terrified of making him upset. This isn't love, it's a hostage situation where the weapon is guilt. They are so deep in the web of codependence that they can no longer distinguish between helping him and hurting him. Every meal they deliver is another link in the chain holding him down, and they just don't see it.
He has to eat around 10,000 calories a day to maintain his weight and gain like he has. Clearly, we have some eating disorder.
Dr. Nauser-Edan, who is here to cut through all the nonsense, takes one look at Joe's staggering 800-pound frame and immediately calls him out. He shuts down the flimsy excuses and lays out the cold, hard math. To maintain that size, Joe has to be consuming around 10,000 calories a day. The doctor's message is crystal clear. Joe is too high risk for any kind of surgery. He isn't just giving advice, he's dropping an ultimatum. He demands Joe lose an absolutely massive 150 pounds on his own before he'll even consider it. The wake-up call has officially arrived, and it is brutally loud.
Not only did I not lose, but I can't. I'm really scared right now.
Hello.
Hello.
So, I saw you a couple months ago and gave you a chance. You still gain weight.
You will not believe this. For his first major follow-up after all the talk and the big move to Houston, Joe gets on the scale, and what happens? He gained weight. His excuse? Oh, the stress of moving made him eat fast food. Dr. Now is having none of it and immediately calls him out, saying his story is mathematically not possible. This isn't just a stumble, it's a complete nosedive into failure. And Dr. Now takes the nuclear option. He's so concerned that he's sending Joe directly to the hospital for a full evaluation. The games are over. This is the ultimate realization of just how close to the edge Joe truly is.
So now you figure out what changes you can make to have adequate weight loss.
I've cut out my sugary drinks. I'm drinking water now. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm feeling great.
Here we are at a critical turning point. Joe has made some serious progress, losing a significant amount of weight, and you can see he's proud. But Dr. Now isn't throwing a party just yet. This is the tough love moment. The doctor acknowledges the success, but immediately reminds him of the goal. You are not at 650 pounds. There are no pats on the back, only the cold, hard number he still has to hit. For many, this would be a moment to give up, to feel like their effort wasn't enough. But for Joe, this is the final test. Can he push through the disappointment and finish the fight?
Rachel,
Pleasure.
come on back. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your story?
I have always been large, and it has ballooned into a very serious problem.
This, everyone, is a genuine breakthrough. After the humiliation of gaining weight and the scare of the hospital, Joe is drowning in depression. But for the first time, he doesn't just retreat into a mountain of food. He admits he needs help and sees a therapist. And what happens? The emotional floodgates open. He finally starts talking about the years of neglect from his father, the pain, the feeling of worthlessness. These aren't manipulative tears we see in so many others. This is pure, raw catharsis. He's realizing that if he wants to fix his body, he has to confront the trauma he's been bearing for decades. The real healing has just begun.
This is it. This is the moment of truth.
652?
I really hope this is enough for the doctor. I've fought so hard to get this far.
After a full year of grueling work, therapy, and fighting every single day, Joe steps on the scale one last time. You can feel the tension in the room, and the number comes up, 652 pounds. He did it. Dr. Now finally approves him for surgery, and the sheer, unadulterated joy is overwhelming. His mother just breaks down in tears of relief. This isn't a magic trick. This is the result of an incredible battle against addiction and depression. He has truly, unequivocally earned this chance at a new life. What an absolutely triumphant moment.
You ready to go get weighed?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could lose 150 pounds to get the surgery, then I know I can lose 450 pounds with the surgery.
It's looking good?
Yeah, it really is.
Welcome to the first day of the rest of his life. Post-surgery, Joe is already a new man. He's up, he's moving, and for the first time, there is a genuine light in his eyes. The change is absolutely staggering. He acknowledges the year of hell he went through, but more importantly, he knows he's learned how to deal with his emotions without turning to food. He's not just lighter physically, he's lighter emotionally. This isn't the end of his journey, but it is a profoundly hopeful new beginning. He didn't just lose weight, he battled his demons, faced his trauma, and finally chose to live.
It gets harder to move, harder to stand, harder to walk, and harder to breathe. So it takes just about everything in me to finally convince myself to get up, because I know how bad it's going to be.
Justin's life has become a painful loop of exhaustion and regret. Every movement feels like punishment, every breath a reminder of how far he's fallen. Even sitting up in bed takes everything out of him. When he catches his reflection, he barely recognizes the man staring back. He only sees the weight of years spent hiding from himself. It's not just his body that's trapped, it's his spirit too. He's alive, but not really living. Each day blurs into the next, filled with shame, pain, and the haunting question of how he ever let things get this bad.
And with that, got addicted to painkillers. And when they stopped her prescription, she eventually started going to harder stuff like heroin. But as a child, all I knew was that my mom started to become unreliable, and she would even just vanish for periods of time.
Justin's pain began long before the weight ever came. His mother's addiction to heroin ripped away his childhood, leaving him alone when he needed her most. After her accident, she disappeared even further, sometimes in body, always in spirit. When his father remarried, life didn't improve. His new family treated him like a stranger in his own home, constantly reminding him he didn't belong. The loneliness was unbearable, so he turned to food, the only thing that offered comfort when love wasn't there. Every meal became his escape, each pound a reflection of the affection he never received.
I look forward to her visits, just like I did when I was young. Because when she's here, I feel loved and wanted, just like I did then. And our routine is the same as it's always been, so food is a big part of our time together.
When Justin's mother re-enters his life, she brings love wrapped in destruction. Instead of helping him heal, she piles his plate high with food, waffles, sausage, anything to make him smile. But her comfort comes at a deadly cost. She believes she's showing care, yet she's quietly feeding his downfall. Her love is smothering him, not saving him. Each meal becomes another chain binding him to his addiction. Neither of them can see it, but their bond has turned toxic. Her affection, meant to nurture, is slowly taking his life, one bite at a time.
Changes you need now?
I do.
Because right now you're 27. If you keep this up and the way you're going, you're not gonna make it to 30. Okay?
Yeah.
So you need to work on that and make the changes right now.
Then comes Dr. Now, direct, unfiltered, and unwilling to sugarcoat the truth. Justin's weight has climbed near 700 pounds, and Dr. Now wastes no time confronting the real issue. He sees through the excuses, calling out the depression and his mother's enabling behavior for what they are, killers. His warning hits hard. If Justin doesn't change, he won't live to see 30. It's not cruelty, it's honesty. For the first time, Justin isn't being comforted, he's being challenged. Dr. Now gives him a goal: lose 10 pounds in 2 months. The message is clear: act now or lose everything.
Build the relationship that I have with my mom. This is a real good time for her to be a solid presence in my life. So right now I'm feeling pretty good. Hey Mom, how are you? How was your trip?
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Justin's first big test comes when his mother drops a heartbreaking bombshell. She won't be moving to Houston with him. The news hits like a punch to the chest. You can see his world crumble in seconds, the old feelings of abandonment flooding back. It's as if his childhood pain has returned to remind him that he's still alone. He now faces a brutal choice: let this setback destroy him or fight to stand on his own. This moment could break him completely, or it could be the start of the independence he's been too afraid to claim.
She had some issues with drugs, and she'd just sort of drop off the face of the earth for months or years.
Do you remember having feelings about your mom being so inconsistent?
Yeah, I remember feeling like life was unfair.
Therapy becomes Justin's turning point. For once, he doesn't hide behind food or fake smiles. He speaks openly about his childhood, the rejection from his stepmother, the loneliness, and his desperate love for his flawed mother. The honesty cuts deep, but it's freeing. The tears aren't for show. They're years of pain finally being released. For the first time, Justin faces his emotions without numbing them with food. It's a moment of real change, where he stops blaming and starts healing. This isn't just progress. It's a man reclaiming control over his life, one truth at a time.
To build a relationship that we never had the opportunity for. And when things didn't happen, I actually felt guilty because I was a little relieved when it was Dad who ended up coming out there with me instead, because I didn't have that fear.
Justin's trip home brings the confrontation he's avoided his whole life. Sitting across from his mother, he listens as she insists she's never left him. Calmly, he looks her in the eye and says, "But that's what you do. That's what you've always done." The words hit harder than anger ever could. He's not seeking sympathy, he's demanding honesty. This is Justin taking back his voice, setting boundaries he never thought he could. For years, he was trapped in her cycle of guilt and denial. Now, he's finally stepping out of it, for himself, not for her.
I saw you.
Yeah.
So that's almost loss of 200 pounds in a year. That's excellent. You're doing great. How you feel losing all that weight?
Incredible. It just makes it all worth it.
When Justin steps on the scale, the number nearly brings everyone to tears: 395 pounds. He's lost almost 300 pounds, a staggering accomplishment. Dr. Now praises his progress, calling it excellent, and clears him for skin removal surgery. The surgery isn't just medical, it's symbolic. It's the shedding of years of shame and pain, both physical and emotional. Every pound lost represents a fight he refused to give up on. For the first time in forever, Justin sees a future for himself, one not defined by his past, but by his strength and perseverance.
I was in a really bad spot, mentally and physically. The design that I'm getting has a phoenix and the state of Texas in it. And the phoenix is a pretty common symbol for rebirth and starting your life over. And that's really what this whole thing has been about, is my second chance at life.
The story ends with a symbol of rebirth. Sitting beside his father, the man who stayed when others didn't, Justin marks his transformation with matching tattoos of a phoenix rising above Texas. The design is perfect, a symbol of resilience and renewal. It's not about food anymore, it's about freedom. Justin has rebuilt himself from the ashes of pain, addiction, and abandonment. The man who once saw no way out has learned to stand tall again. His journey is proof that no matter how broken you are, you can rise, and Justin finally has.